When I'm in a do-nothing of a money-printing franchise and my opponent is any company that owns a part of Dragon Ball. Now, this is a deadly accurate meme because we just got some big information from DBS Hype regarding what Toyotaro, as well as the editors of, again, the Dragon Ball Super manga and any Dragon Ball content in general, have said about Dragon Ball Super. This is an image Toyotaro just did, by the way. He was allowed to draw this image, and at the same time, he is not allowed to do any content for Dragon Ball Super as the year of 2025. Victory Uchida, the editor of V-Jump, has confirmed that Dragon Ball Super's manga will not return in 2025 and the fans need to remain patient. Why is this the case? The DBS anime hasn't got anything going on. There isn't a new movie announced. We just got Sparking Zero, so we know a new game isn't coming out, you know? And now we've just been told that the Dragon Ball Super manga will also not continue for the rest of 2025. Keep in mind, we're in the 7th month of the year. This means we're just not getting anything for like the next 5 months straight up confirmed. And it's very late in the video, but I will be saying hello everyone. It's me again, Steedoj here, back with another Dragon Ball Super video. And if you obviously enjoy the video, then please leave a like, because I've just been informed YouTube actually doesn't count support towards videos unless if there's a like or a comment or a subscription on the video. So I guess I'm going to tell you to do it now rather than later. Not that it really matters, but either way, let's get into this. So DBS has just been, I mean, we just finally heard it now for the first time. We're not going to get any stuff for DBS 2025. That's just a long distant dream. This is something they probably should have announced at the beginning of the year, but I think they knew that it would have probably hurt too much if it was. Yeah, that's just the honest reaction. I think they knew it would have hurt too much if we received this information at the beginning of the year. They waited until we got over halfway through the year to tell us that we're not getting anything for 2025. So no movies, no games, no nothing. Now, obviously, this doesn't include Gekishin Squadra, since that in itself is not a Dragon Ball Super material, and is especially not Dragon Ball Super manga material, right? But the DBS manga is not returning 2025, so no Black Frieza arc, no Planet Sadala arc, nothing. I'm not sure why they are doing this. Again, I'm sitting on a money-printing franchise, and I'm doing nothing with it. I genuinely just don't know why they are not doing this. They would make more money if they just made more content, unless if Dragon Ball stuff makes more losses than profits because of how big it is. Maybe it hurts the company more if Dragon Ball stuff doesn't do super amazingly well. I have no idea, because this was already a monthly manga. It took way too long for a chapter to come out to begin with, and now it's not even a yearly manga. This is like every 4 years maybe. When did the manga end? Like 3 years ago? At minimum, since we know we're not getting anything for 2025. This is like a manga that every 3 to 4 years we might get a chapter for at this rate, because 2026 is the earliest now we can expect a new Dragon Ball Super manga content. But this also makes me believe that most likely we're not getting any Dragon Ball Super content for the rest of this year as well. It's not just manga content, it's just in general. I don't think I need to remind you guys, but the DBS manga actually did come out before the DBS anime, I think by a whole month. The DBS manga started in June, I believe, and the anime did start in July. So it did come out a whole month before the anime, meaning I think the manga only itself resurrects when the DBS anime itself has something going on. And since the DBS anime is completely done, they just don't want to do anything with the manga. I'm not sure why they are even doing that, because none of the manga content is canon anyways. It's just so incredibly stupid. Like, none of the manga stuff ends up in any of the games or any of the other media. It's just like mindless that they run their stuff like this. It's just incredibly stupid. Remain patient, like we haven't waited almost 6 to 7 years since the end. Yeah, that's just true. That's just true. Be patient. We've been waiting a couple of years now. Damn, we might be getting GTA 6 before the next arc. Tragic. Very, very tragic. Man, yeah, it's... At least it's acknowledging it will return. That's better than it being in dead silence. You know, there's always a silver lining to every cloud, right? We at least know that the manga only shows up when the anime actually has something going on. I'm pretty sure the only reason why they did the gas and granola arcs is because they just wanted extra like stuff to pad out for the manga's content. And because they skipped Dragon Ball Super Broly, they had to replace it with a different arc altogether, which I think was the Moro arc. And then Gas and Granola. I call it Gas and Granola because it's basically Gas is the main antagonist. I'm not sure why it's called the Granola arc. Granola is just one rant. It'd be like if the Saiyan saga was called like the Nappa saga. You know what I mean? Or if the Frieza saga was called the Ginyu Force saga. Like, that'd just be so stupid. I think this is the most honest reaction a human being could possibly have to the news about Dragon Ball Super, because this is actually just so wild. It's kind of unreal that we're in this state right now. We're having to wait so long for more DBS content. DBS already was leaving people very starved. I'm gonna be real. They give Vegeta a new form just for him to immediately lose his first fight in that new form. Like in the same chapter that the form is introduced, like not even in another chapter, in the same chapter. So it's already starving people for content badly, because people want to see Vegeta do something, you know, cool with his new form. They want to see Goku master Ultra Instinct even more. They want to see, you know, what new Saiyan transformations are we going to get. They want to see more of Beast Gohan, more of Control the Super Saiyan Broly, more of anything going on in Dragon Ball overall, and we just kind of just don't get it, like, ever. I don't know, I guess Dragon Ball's in a position where they feel like they can just do whatever they want. Again, Dragon Ball is like, how much money does Dragon Ball make? Like an unreal amount of money. It's in such a financially like well-off position. I'm not saying that they can just be lazy, but they don't have to put like their 100% into it. I think a good example is with a game like Sparking Zero come out. I'm not saying Sparking Zero should be a live service game, but you think that game would get a crazy amount of updates to, you know, keep it relevant or around for as long as possible, since it's the one that took ages to make. And it's, you know, also the game that released on the year of the death of the creator. That sounds like something you'd want to put a substantial amount of effort into, right? Because that game is going to be iconic forever, just for coming. Like, Sparking Zero could be immediately invalidated and be seen as a bum when the next Dragon Ball game comes out, whether it's Xenoverse 3 or Dragon Ball Fighting Omega Battle Z Super. You know, it could be anything, right? The next game that come out could immediately invalidate Sparking Zero and make it look like the most fraudulent game ever. But Sparking Zero will be eternally relevant for releasing the same year the creator died. So I'm very shocked that they aren't putting more effort into it. It just has to be the obvious case that Dragon Ball, again, Dragon Ball is such a money printing machine that they can literally just shoot Dragon Ball superheroes in that, like Super Dragon Ball heroes in the head, and replace it with Dragon Ball Super Divers. And I've heard nothing about Dragon Ball Super Divers, and it's already on its first year anniversary. I'll be real, I didn't even know that game like dropped. I thought that game was only out for like maybe like a few months maybe. When I heard about it, I was like, oh crap, what the hell? The game came out. How come I've heard nothing of it? It's not even like Super Dragon Ball Heroes where content would leak from Japan all the way to English-speaking sites. The only thing I've seen from this is like Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku, and like that's it. I don't know, man. Maybe there's too many companies' hands involved in Dragon Ball because it's such a money-printing machine. Everyone wants to get a piece of the pie, which is why it's such a mess to order and sort out anything with Dragon Ball. I think that would probably be the best explanation as to why nothing from Super Dragon Ball Heroes or from the manga is in the games, right? I think a really good example is, again, Beast Gohan versus UI Goku. That's just such an easy thing to like make into a what-if story in Sparking Zero, you know? Or a really easy PQ to do for Xenoverse 2. But they probably can't, because the people who own the manga, which would be Shueisha, right? They would be like, hey, that's infringing on our blah 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 blahs, and we're gonna fight you for it. So they can't even do something as simple as Gohan versus Goku in like an actual game. They can have them reference it for the intro lines, sure, but I don't think they can actually ever make it a plot point in any of the games, or even a mission. I think they can only make it a slight reference, which is just absolutely tragic. Might also explain why no game is willing to do the what if Broly could control his Super Saiyan form. Remember, back in the DBZ game era, we'd be getting stuff like Super Saiyan 3, like Z Broly, you know? Just random stuff like that. Hachiyak, Cooler. We used to get like new unique villains or just unique twists or what ifs in video games before. Like I think a really amazing example is what if Cell absorbed Krillin rather than Android 18, and it made him like weaker and orange and weird and all this other stuff. We don't get stuff that unique anymore for Dragon Ball games. I think the closest we're gonna ever get is literally just Gohan Black. But Gohan Black was a popular idea that fans were already making for ages before Sparking Zero came out. So it's not like it's the most original or creative thing ever. It's like a thing that people, like, you know, were already like fan making. No one was fan making what if Cell absorbs Krillin. I'll still give Gohan Black credit where it's due though. Gohan Black is not only unique because, you know, you get Gohan's voice actor, in English, you get Gohan's voice actor also doing like an impression of Goku Black, which is really, really nice to see. But the fact they also changed Fuse Tomasu's model to compensate for the fact that the hairstyle is different, I think that's absurdly cool, even if it's a very minor change. It makes me wish you could play as the character, but again, Dragon Ball really likes starving its fan base, I guess. I'm not sure what else to say about this. I think this is probably a perfect place to end the video, so I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, obviously, again, please leave a like in the video and don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. I love you all. Take care, and peace.